All right, welcome back. It's the Backseat View number 38. Either know us or you don't. Welcome regardless. We already did this intro. See, now it's lost its flow. Alicia messed up her recording and we had to start over. Got a new microphone. Pretty clean so far when I listen to it. It doesn't have the thing where I like hear the instant input. I'm trying to get that settled. But that's not a you problem, that's a me problem. The planning and uploading has gotten slightly delayed, little gaps in between. It's the last couple weeks of classes, so, I'll use that for my laziness.
Lazy beavers. My excuse is Cyberpunk. So.
Okay, yeah, Alicia's excuse is Cyberpunk. We're going to dive into Cyberpunk right off the bat. But first, roll the intro. Yeah, fucking, we gotta like match the energy in the recordings of the intro, because sometimes the intro rolls and then it's just like the fuck, and then we're just like, all right, let's get into it. So Cyberpunk 2077, one of the biggest game releases of this whole year. Actually, no, probably the biggest game release of this whole year, and I haven't played it, but Alicia has been getting into it, as many others. What are your thoughts on it so far, Alicia, since you've actually played it? I'm just going off the reception.
Really like it. I think there was a little too much hype on it, but I still really like it. It's not a bad game. I like open world stuff. Kind of sucks you don't see your character ever. Like you design your character all that time and you never see it.
Are you one of those people like me who just spend an hour customizing your character? Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of rushed it, but Oreo like helped me pick stuff. But no, I mean it's a really good game. The story's really good. I didn't realize that the intro before you get the title screen is 6 hours of gameplay.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't realize that, and I was like, oh my god, this is the title screen. I won't spoil anything, but I know there was a lot of up talk about like choices and like romance. Like that's one of the reasons I wanted the game. I was like, oh, romance options. It's not as great on the romance options, but the rest is great. So
romance options? Are you talking about like getting to
there's
fuck
like
people?
There's like one for every person. So like I think there's two for females or guys to girls, like if you're a guy character to a girl, and then there's one for guy on guy, and there's one from girl on girl, and there's one for a girl to guy, like if you're a girl and a guy.
And you can, I just right before the podcast, I learned that you can apparently be a woman with a penis in this game.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that. Cancel culture. Just saying.
A man with a vagina. You could be whatever. It doesn't matter.
Interesting. Very interesting game. Robin. It took like 10 years to develop this, apparently. Almost 10 years. I noticed when I was watching you play, there's a lot of very minor bugs that don't really like affect the gameplay too much. Have you noticed more? Like any severe ones?
I mean, I don't think that there's a lot. I mean, I watch a lot of like YouTubes about it and stuff, and a lot of people say like that there's a lot of PC ones, but I don't see them too much. I mean, sometimes it glitches where people's mouths aren't moving when they're talking, but that's far and in between. And then there's been like a guy smoking and like he moved his hand and the cigarette is still there. Those just little things. It doesn't happen too often though.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll patch it up. I mean, there's always bugs.
Yeah, there's actually a patch today, so I already
that's
did
good.
It.
Yeah, there's always a bunch of bugs when shit gets launched, but apparently, like, from how this was received, I don't know if it's just because it was like a huge release that a ton of people were anticipating, that like minor bugs just got a lot of attention, like people were like upset about them, or if there was actually just a shitload of bugs. Because I mean, they, you gotta understand the fans too, because I mean, there was so much. They pushed the release for this game for so long, and they've been developing it for like 9 to 10 years apparently, and and they also had that they had like 2 incidents that I could remember where it was something like the company was overworking their developers. You heard me talking about that, right? The other day. Yeah, and it was like they were making them work like.
But I mean, it's been released for so long that like I don't know why they had to. I mean, I guess COVID caused that, but.
Yeah, I guess. I mean that's I don't even remember too many of the details, but I remember reading about it and just being like, holy shit, they're working like that many hours. Wasn't it like they were making them do like 60-hour work weeks, right?
Yeah, I don't know
So
exactly on that kind of stuff, but
yeah, but yeah, it's release so far is really good, and they did this really interesting thing. I'm sure other video games have done this, but
Keanu
usually,
Reeves.
oh my god, Keanu Reeves. Did you get to his part yet? And
Yes, I have.
oh,
I
you
don't want
did.
to spoil it, but
Okay,
yes,
no
yes.
spoilsies for anybody watching or listening. But they did this really interesting thing where they like other game companies have done this before, obviously, but it's like they collaborate with creators, and usually they'll collaborate with gaming creators, right? They'll like, oh, they'll give them early access to the game, and then they're streaming it, and people are getting hyped for it and whatnot. But I saw they collaborated with this character, or not this character, this creator that I'm really into called Kurzgesagt. It's called In a Nutshell. Have you ever seen their videos?
No.
It's like really informative type videos where it's like, and they're put together very well with like animation and narration. And they did this like collaboration with Cyberpunk 2077 of like the question and like theme of the video was like, is it possible to like upload consciousness? And it was like going into the actual theoretical stuff about that. Does the game have a lot to do with that, like uploading consciousness, or like
Yeah, I gotta try to word this without spoiling anything. Um, there is a big factor of that in this game, yes, but again, I don't want to spoil anything, but I would say the main point of this game at the moment is that
like
some
uploading
somebody,
consciousness?
somebody's consciousness, yes, is
Consciousness.
consciousness,
Yeah. Have
yes.
you ever watched the show Altered Carbon?
No, I don't watch a lot of TV or
It's on
news
Netflix, but
or anything.
if you're ever looking for something,
TV show.
check the first season of that shit out. It's very similar. Like the concept of like uploading consciousness on it is super dope. Like whole story for it and shit. But yeah, Cyberpunk 2077. Anything like remarkable about the game where you're just like, holy shit, I've never experienced this before in another game or
I
something?
think the leveling up system. I mean, it reminds me of Skyrim a little bit because you get to choose stuff, but I think like the leveling up system where you get to like pick different attributes you want to be better and like it actually affects the game. And I think the starting out where you get to pick like Street Kid or um Corpo or Nomad, like that's really cool too
Oh,
because how you
okay.
interact with the rest of the world is like it
It
helps you in some cases
oh,
or hurts you, I guess, in some cases too. Like
that's
each one
right.
has
So
its
it's
own.
like futurist Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anything else you want to talk about Cyberpunk?
No, I don't want to spoil anything, and I haven't. I've only just recently got past the title screen, so
Would you recommend it so far to people to buy it?
yeah, yeah, I would.
Yeah. I might have to cop that at some point. I don't think anytime soon, but it looks
Yeah, wait for
really
it to go on
fucking
sale or
dope.
something.
Yeah, and for all the bugs to like get cleaned up
hmm
and whatnot. Yeah.
I'd
Oh
like
wait.
some DLC for new characters to date. Just
Oh
kidding.
yeah, I can't even imagine the DLCs they're gonna drop for this shit because it's like the scale of the world and everything. It just seems like it has so much potential, to just create more sub stories
hmm
and stuff like that. But yeah, all right. I don't know if you watched this at all, or I'm sure you had heard about it at least. But the Tyson Jones fight
I
with
actually have seen clips of it, but I have not like went out of my way to watch it.
what's crazy is that the Tyson Jones was the main event, but really everybody was paying attention to the Jake Paul Nate Robinson undercard from what I seen. 'Cause the Tyson Jones thing, to be honest, I didn't watch a second of it yet. Like I saw they tied and stuff, and I heard like that they were kind of having to hold back because they're like old and they
But
can't go all out on each other.
ar- isn't one of them like a boxer and the other one's like some like they're not the same, right? Like
Oh,
they
you
don't.
mean the Jake Paul Nate Robinson thing?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Jake Paul is so Jake Paul is he's a YouTube content creator originally, right? And then he started doing boxing after like his brother Logan Paul uh did that big fight that you probably remember a while back, the Logan Paul and KSI fight. You remember
No,
that?
I don't pay attention to
Okay.
Logan.
Well,
Oh.
well, yeah. They had like this big boxing event, and obviously they were both massive creators, so it brought a lot of attention, and they put on a good show, and they did it twice, and Logan Paul lost to KSI, and then Jake Paul, he was like fighting in Logan Paul's undercards and stuff, and he's won like all these like YouTube matches that he's done, right? Like for boxing. And it's like these YouTube fights, they're kind of like prize fights is what people are calling them, because they're not real professionals or anything, but they're like actually going into training camps and putting in all the work and shit. So the Jake Paul dude had been doing it for several years already, and Nate Robinson is like this NBA player. I'm actually not too familiar with him, but he's like this NBA player, and he was like a dunk champion or some shit. I'm not into sports so much, but you get the idea. And apparently this Nate Robin dude, he started it. Like he was chirping at Jake Paul, and Jake Paul, told him he could get the hands. And they set it up. They got the undercard for Tyson versus Jones, which is like insanely hyped because of, obviously Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. But yeah, I mean, it was undeniably like the main event was really that undercard fight. And bro, you had to have seen the memes of Nate Robinson, right? Like him getting slept.
Probably have, but I don't
Dude,
really.
it's
I don't want to.
it
Say
was
that I have
like
kids.
not even a competition, because it was like
Oh,
Jake.
oh, yes, I have seen those memes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, because Jake Paul had been training, like, obviously he's no like professional, but he'd been training for like 2 to 3 years already, and he was training even when there wasn't a fight for him, right? So it's like he's putting in all this work, and then all of a sudden, like, this Nate Robinson dude chirps at him, and he accepts it. A lot of money to be made, and reputation to be built and destroyed, and the Nate Robinson dude just like didn't really think the thing through. He did it like 6 months before the fight, and like he only got 6 months of training in. And it's like you could put the hardest training in the world in like for 6 months, and you're not gonna come close to beating somebody who's been training for 3 years, even if they've taken like multiple breaks. It's because it's just like experience, just like trumps everything. So the dude got slept, and like he got knocked out or knocked down twice in the first round, and then the second round, he just got the hands, and dude got actually knocked out cold. Like his lifeless body just hit the ground. Was such man. And then Snoop Dogg's commentating was the best. He was just like, "Oh Lord," and he's like singing hymns and shit in the background. Yeah, it was really funny, but the Nate Robinson dude like kind of I wouldn't say he ruined his reputation, but a lot of people, he's a laughing stock right now, for the NBA community and whatnot, because he lost his fight to this YouTuber / boxer / rapper, so kind of embarrassing, but yeah. And then on top of this, I forgot to put this in the doc for you, but obviously you have to know who Floyd Mayweather is, right?
Yes, I do know who that is.
Apparently now Logan Paul is going to be fighting Floyd Mayweather in
Great.
February 20 something. And it's crazy to me.
Far.
Yeah, it's not far. It's crazy as fuck. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. I think
Floyd Mayweather wins.
Yeah, I mean, I actually like Logan Paul because I listen to his podcast all the time, and I feel like he's really changed a lot since like the whole Japan suicide thing. But
I think he's better than his brother, definitely.
yeah, no, I actually kind of wanted Nate Robinson to win, because I kind of get like Jake Paul just gives me like a prick vibe, like he just doesn't come off like with good energy
I don't
to
like
me.
him at all.
And he can do his thing, it's fine, but I think his brother is a lot more of a composed person, and he's like been through enough in the entertainment industry to where he's like learned from a lot. He's had a lot of examples from his own life to just learn from his mistakes and actually like start heading in a better direction. But I still don't get this fight at all because Floyd Mayweather, like arguably the greatest boxer of all time. I mean, the dude is just he's a fucking machine, you know, his reflexes, his reaction time, his evasiveness, his experience over anything. And then Logan Paul, this YouTuber, you know, I mean, I don't like using YouTuber as like a label of like, yeah, that just speaks for itself. But I mean, in this case, it kind of does because it's like he's been boxing a long time, but I don't think he can. It's the same thing with Jake Paul and Nate Robinson. You know, I think I wanted Nate Robinson to win, but it was like really obvious that Jake Paul was going to win. He's just been training for so long. It seems like the same case here. Regardless, a lot of people are saying it's a money grab because it's like they're saying that they're like Logan Paul knows that there's no way for him to win. And I watched this podcast where he talked about it, and he seems like he's aware of like how little his chances of winning are, but he says he's still going to put in his all and try and go for the knockout. And it could, in theory, it could happen, you know? He catches Mayweather on like one wrong maneuver and he gets because I mean, Logan Paul is just physically way bigger than Floyd, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's like 6 foot something, right? I think he's like 6'2", and his reach is way bigger. He's a lot more vascular, has a lot more hitting power. But I mean, Floyd's just so good technically that I don't see how he could even get hit by him, you know? But yeah. Do you want to pick the next topic? Cuz
Okay.
I feel like I've been talking a lot.
I do know a little bit about the COVID vaccine.
Oh yeah. Yeah, apparently.
I know they gave it to like some 90-year-old lady too. You know, you heard that?
Oh yeah, that was the first patient apparently. Like,
yeah.
a lot of people were getting upset because
like, if I can do it, you can do it.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean that's a good message. A lot of people were getting upset because they were saying like some people were headlining it as like first person ever to get the COVID vaccine, but obviously like hundreds of people got it when they were doing the trials. And so yeah, people were upset about it. But yeah, it's good. Apparently the UK, this is the UK, but the UK apparently approved the Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine, and it says it could begin vaccinations next week. Next week was last week when I wrote this. So
is it going to be
it could have
mandatory
started right now. No, I doubt they'll make it mandatory. I don't think you can make that. I don't think the UK government would anyway. But again, I don't know how things run over there.
Do you think if they would do that in America, you think they'd make it mandatory?
No, there's no way. They're not allowed to make it mandatory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no. I mean, bro, we have anti-vaxxers here and shit. Like they're gonna start saying like that it's hindering their rights and stuff. And I mean, it's true. You know, if you don't want to take something, you shouldn't have to take it. But it's like, you know, it's whatever, because as long as like, I think the idea is that as long as like around 50% of the population is either vaccinated or immunized from it, whatever the word is, that, you know, we can just play off of herd immunity and we'll be Gucci. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the idea. I'm glad to finally get fucking out of this shit. You know, I just it's like I've forgotten what the real life or the real world is normally like. You know.
And I want people to have jobs again so that they're not suffering.
Yeah, that's true. Very considerate of you. But
I also want to go to Disney though, so there's my selfishness right there.
Oh yeah. Speaking about anti-vaxxers, apparently Facebook is going to start banning anti-vaccine conspiracy theories. I don't know how true that is, if they'll actually follow through, or to what degree they'll follow through with that.
People always say, "Oh, well, Facebook takes down like I don't know. I'm not very political. Like they'll be like they take down like one side, and that's really not true. It's not bias. It's just, well, at least when I was, doing my thing, it was not true. I mean, unless the actual Facebook is personally going in, like Mark Zuckerberg is going in and taking that shit down. I don't really think. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I mean they could at least tag it or something like Twitter does. But the thing with Facebook, the problem people have with Facebook is that it like the way the algorithm works is it'll just start putting people into like categories, and those people are only exposed to other people who are looking at the
Mhm.
same things. So the problem with that, like when it comes to something like this, like anti-vax conspiracy theories, is that a lot of people refer to it as like an echo chamber, where it's like you're just like speaking into this void, and it's like you're getting all the same ideas back. You're not getting any contradictory ideas where people are like, yeah, that's not. And if there is one person who's like, yo, this is actually not true. Here's the facts. Here's the references. Uh, you know, they're just gonna get outnumbered, basically. You get what I'm saying? Like, because there's
Mhm.
just so
Yeah.
many people who are already in that circle. Same thing with flat Earth. Like, all this shit was birthed out of Facebook. Like, almost certainly. You know, like something like Reddit. You create a subreddit, and then that subreddit, it's like this is the topic you're in. You know, this subreddit is about this, and this is the community for people who care about this, right? So if you're into flat earth, you go to the flat earth subreddit and you'll find like-minded people there. But Facebook just kind of shapes you into it, and it's like maybe you'll read like it'll just show you one conspiracy theory about something, and then you start reading it and you like it, and it sees you're like looking through the comments, and the algorithm's like picking up all this data. They
Jokes
take
like
it.
that too.
Yeah, so then they'll be like, okay, maybe he wants to see some more of this, and the next thing you know, you're like reading all this shit, and you think you're woke as fuck, and then the rest is history. Here we are with a bunch of Karens and anti-vaxxers and flat earthers
Jared.
and
I
reptilian
think Earth.
overlord believers and
Yes, reptilian overlords.
so yeah, it's crazy. If they actually do start moving towards that, it'd be weird though, because it's like people are definitely gonna start saying it's like attacking their free speech or whatever. But I mean, Isaiah and I were talking about this before the podcast. It's and he mentioned that the way Twitter handled it is actually pretty good, because they just put a label on it where it's just like, be aware that this might be misinformation, and it'll post like the references related to the topic or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's always weird handling stuff like that. And about Facebook, speaking about Facebook, the Solomon Islands is set to ban Facebook in the name of national unity. And so the thing I just talked about, the algorithm and whatnot.
They're banning it because basically that it's making people fight,
Yeah, pretty much.
be
Or
toxic.
yeah, but it's like it's such a controversial thing, because if you go to the comments to that link that I put there for that topic, the like debates on there are actually like really thorough, and it's like people saying that this shouldn't be allowed because you're removing this whole platform, and it's like the people feel like they're trying to censor certain information from reaching their communities, which I don't think is the case, because I mean they still have access to other social media platforms, but Facebook is obviously the main one for a lot of people. And
Mhm.
and yeah, and the other side of the debate is like, well, they're the way their algorithm works is just fucking up the community, and they're pinning us against each other, and then it's like, and they're misinforming individuals and stuff that are vulnerable to be misinformed, and it's like it's a big mess. So I don't know what the right answer is to those kinds of situations, but you know, we'll have to see how it plays out. We'll probably never hear about it again. But
Yeah, probably not.
yeah, it's always just that main story, and then we never know. Uh, what else do we have here?
Stuff that I know nothing about.
Man, well, you don't really add much, Alicia. What am I
I
supposed
don't
to do?
know
I
what to
don't.
talk about.
Okay, well then you just gotta have to put up with the shit I put. I want to talk about this. All right, the Weeknd's Grammy snub. This is such
Wait, did he
unbelievable
pull? Did he pull
bullshit.
a Kanye West?
Nah. Basically, what
Uh,
happened was so you are definitely familiar with the Weeknd. You don't even listen to that kind of music
no,
that
I do
much
know
at
who The
all.
Weeknd is. Yeah.
But of course, he's one of the most. No, he's probably like I feel like I can say this with like undeniable confidence that The Weeknd is probably the most successful artist of this year, like overall. And that's talking about like the numbers and everything, whether like I'm not talking about the subjectivity of his work. I'm talking about like actual statistics. Like this guy, he had the biggest single of the whole year, Blinding Lights. Like you couldn't turn on a radio station without hearing that playing. And he essentially he got this request from the Grammys to perform there, right? And he also got an offer from the Super Bowl, from the NFL, to perform at the Super Bowl. And he took the Super Bowl offer, but apparently the Grammys didn't want him to take this. The Grammys weren't letting him do both. They weren't letting him perform at the Grammys and the Super Bowl. They told him he had to pick. He picked the Super
For the
Bowl.
Super Bowl too. I feel like more people watch the Super Bowl
Yeah,
than the Grammys.
of course, yeah. And he went with the Super Bowl pick, and the Grammys, when they released the list of nominations this year, he didn't receive a single nomination.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Yeah, and it makes absolutely no
And
sense.
everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, people were fucking outraged, and it like rightfully so. Even him, he wasn't like outraged about it. He seems like a very collected person and how he presents himself on social media and stuff. He put out a statement basically saying that the Grammys owes him, his fans, and the industry full transparency, and that this just shouldn't be allowed. And the Grammys basically gave a bullshit answer explaining their process. I hate it when people think that just because they give a detailed response that it's like
That they're right.
yeah, no, it's like he basically just explained the process of which makes no sense either. Like he basically said like part of the process is that they have like a room of very exceptional musicians that have been in the industry for a long time. And then he said that the group of people is like 20 something people, which is like, how does that fucking work? Like you think 20 people, it's like 20 people. Does that sound like an adequate number to really thoroughly analyze like the entire musical landscape of an entire year? Like, no. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And all these people have their own subjective opinions and everything. And the Grammys is obviously a popularity contest. So it's like, it makes no
Taylor
sense.
Swift, I feel like, wins every year.
Does she? Yeah. I mean,
I don't even watch them, but I always hear Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's one of the things about the Grammys. Obviously, this isn't their first time doing some bullshit like this, but this is the first time in a while where they did some bullshit to this magnitude, where they're just literally not even giving a single nomination to the most coveted artist of this year. And yeah, it's bullshit.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Have you seen what I'm doing to this cat?
What are you doing? Oh my god.
I've just been doing this like since we started talking, and she's just sitting here.
Oh my.
Not since we started talking, but since we started talking about the Grammys, and she's just sitting here. I'm turning red because it's funny. She just keeps. Oh, she's just letting me do it.
Oh my god. But yeah. The
Sorry.
No, you're good. Talking about the back to the Kanye West thing and stuff, like something I feel like a lot of people don't talk about that whole interaction is that he was right. Like Beyonce should have actually won that year. It shouldn't have been like obviously he didn't approach it properly. Because like every year there's always some snubs and then people voice their opinions on social media or whatever to their fans. But this man wanted to get on stage and do that live, and
Yeah.
Obviously he got all the retaliation from
Taylor
that.
Swift.
Yeah. But yeah, Weeknd's Grammy snub, absolute bullshit. The Grammys is ran by a bunch of old white people, and it really shouldn't.
White
Like,
people.
it sucks that
Old white
it's
men.
considered. Yeah, it sucks that it's considered like the most. Sorry, my camera stopped recording. But it sucks that it's considered the most, like, the highest level of musical awards, I guess you could say, you know, and that it's just in this state, you know, because a lot of the other award ceremonies and stuff, they do it pretty fairly, you know. I mean, the Weeknd got a lot of awards from pretty much every other award show, and it sucks that the one that's considered at this level up here is just, you know, they're just fucking shit up, and there's been so many controversies about it, like on the inside, that I've just learned about in these past weeks, that it's just too much to even get into. But basically, as a closing note to this topic, fuck the Grammys. And,
Fuck
yeah, go
Grammys.
stream After Hours by The Weeknd. But, yeah.
Now videos, funny videos.
Yeah, let's go to the videos. Let's not do that other topic, because we're already doing some good time. I forgot what this video I even put. My video.
Oh, you put a video?
Yeah, I only put one video.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, and I don't even remember what it is. But this first video is mine. Let's see.
I usually provide the videos. That's really all I put into these.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. You see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is like some heartwarming shit. Oh, I remember this now.
I've seen this.
Yeah, this is really nice. It just got a table out there for the deliverers to just delivery drivers. Yeah, look, so wholesome.
I want to do that.
Yeah, I wanted to do it too,
I
and
feel
then
like
I
my neighbors
realized.
would take it though.
Your neighbors, really?
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know, but we do have a security camera, so.
Oh. I think I could do that, like, at my house, like, the way our entrance is set up and shit. But I think my grandparents would just be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you, like...
So I gotta live on your own.
If I explain it to them, they're just going to be like, this literally makes no sense for you to do. And I'm like, it's nice. And they're like, this is retarded. It's occupying space. Like, that's what they'd tell me. But yeah, I thought this was a really nice video. I just saw it on Reddit. Warmed my heart. Started my day off to a good start. So, yep. All right, now let's jump into your raunchy ass TikToks.
Most of mine are funny, I think. So.
All right, let's see. All right, so can you start titling them, for fuck's sake? God damn it.
I don't know how to do that. You'll have to teach me.
In the very first doc where I added the media segment, I put the instructions on how to do it.
Acted like I read instructions.
Motherfucker. Okay. All right, so let's see this. TikTok annoys me because you can't really change the volume.
It's important to check on your funny friends. You're not the funny friend. Yeah, I am, dude. Come on. What the fuck? Check on me. You're not the funny friend. Darren's the funny friend.
I'm not doing so well, guys.
Darren, shut the fuck up. Darren is crying. Come on, let's check in on him.
I need a fucking hug.
Yeah. Hey, guys, just a reminder, it's important to check.
Bro, this is the most
Wait, what sign are you?
millennial female. I'm a Libra, but I
can't.
mean.
Oh, so you're the one who thinks you're the funny friend. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you actually, are you like invested into the whole horoscope stuff?
I would say I'm like super invested. Like I'm not white girl invested, but like I kind of believe some of it. Like, cause I match all the time. Like I'm always like, wow, that actually is me. It's kind of weird. So
sometimes I just feel like whenever I read that,
yeah.
like sometimes I'll just I don't know, like I mean, I'm sure you've seen that test before, because like a lot of the stuff they do is
we should talk about that next podcast.
the descriptive stuff they use for like certain signs or whatever is actually, it's usually pretty relatable to everybody from what I've seen. And it's like I've seen, you know, there's a lot of people where they just do the test with somebody they know, where they read them, they like ask them, oh, what's your sign? And then you say, you know, you just say something, oh, you're a very like introverted person and you like pets, right? Some shit like that. Obviously, there's probably a better example, but the person will be like, oh my God, that's so me. And then they're like, well, actually, I just read the one for Aries. So, yeah. But yeah. Also, couldn't help but notice the fact that this is a transgender person. Did I get canceled? What happened?
I didn't notice.
Oh.
I didn't even look at that.
Oh, I just heard because of the voice. He has a very...
Check on your funny friends.
It's not.
You're not the
It's
funny
an
friend.
audio.
Yeah.
It's not her audio.
Oh, it's not her audio. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, transgenders. All right.
Oh, God.
Canceled too early. All right. Next one. Let's see.
Excuse me, sir. Let me borrow you.
What?
It's using the cat's claw
Thank
to
you.
open.
I would be afraid that
Where are you?
its claw would like come out type shit.
Nah,
Like,
they
I
don't
was
do that.
no. I was always
They
like with the cat that I had. I was always so gentle with its like claws because I was like,
No,
what if
watch.
I fucking like bend it the wrong way or it like
here.
comes out?
Come up here. Come on. Watch. Ugh. I don't know if you can see very well, but you can push him out.
Oh, I see.
Can't, I don't know.
Sounds
Here, you
so
want a treat
cute.
now? Here you go. All right.
All right,
Excuse me,
let's.
sir, let me
Oh wait,
borrow
this
you.
was the
That's
third
the one we just watched.
Wait, what did I skip one?
No, you're on the third one. You're on the fourth now.
Oh no, you posted that one twice.
No, I didn't think so. Because
Yeah,
we
I'm
watched your.
looking at the link.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. All right, we'll see. What is
Today in
this?
Tokyo, we found these magic
kinda
singing
cool.
pills. We had to take them to karaoke to try them out.
I just
Karaoke is
wanted to show
extra in Japan. You can cosplay,
what-
and even
oh,
have
whoops.
additional music instruments
Wait, what is it? It's a what pill?
It's Japan. Oh, it's just to help you, like, it loosens your vocal cords so you can sing better.
to play
Oh.
with. The singing booths are usually on a separate floor. The view from our booth was so sick, we could even see Godzilla from our window. The lights are extra. The mics are always wrapped before first use. There are a variety of song choices, yes, even in English, and you can even score yourself as a challenge. You can order drinks or even order all you can
Like,
drink.
I wanna
You can
go.
order food, and you usually do that by the phone, and someone will come and serve it to your booth. We got takoyaki and nugs, but it's time to put the pills to the test. Maya played the challenge mode to keep a score on her singing. There's a gauge throughout the song that helps keep score. The pills take about 15 minutes to kick in, and they're supposed to loosen your vocal cords, so she sang How Far I'll Go, and she ended up scoring an 85. We waited a while, and we did a round 2 with the same song, and she ended up scoring even higher. So was it pills or placebo? Try it out for yourself and let us know. Today in Tokyo, we found these...
It says the main ingredient is magnesium, apparently. Which is like... I used to supplement magnesium, and I can't sing for shit. What's all that about? Like, I would do it for
Just
for,
loosens
like,
your
sleep,
vocal
though.
cord. Doesn't make you sing better.
Ah, man, what the fuck needs
So you can
loose
hit higher
vocal cord?
notes.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. I wonder if there's...
But I more wanted to show, like, how cool that place looked like with
Yeah,
Tokyo
yeah,
and-
shit look dope, dude. Man, I gotta go there someday, Tokyo and all
Me
that
too.
shit.
I thought we were all gonna go together.
Yeah, but you know, we kind of
We'll get it from your
that
income
we're
with the
so
back
broke.
with this podcast.
Yeah. We'll take it out of the backseat view budget. The vast budget of of this podcast. But yeah, that was really cool. I like that one. Let's see. What's next? From Alicia's
I think this is the
recommendations.
Florida man. I think this is Florida man. No, the next one is.
Wait, what? Does he think his tail? Oh my God, that was nice. Does he think his
It's easier to
tail
see when you do
is-
that.
He thinks his
Yeah.
tail is an enemy?
I guess so.
Does your cat do that?
No, I never. Well, I've seen her chase her tail once.
Oh shit. Oh, we gotta wrap it up. My battery died. I forgot to charge the battery on my main camera,
Oh.
but yeah, my visual died.
All right.
But but yeah.
we'll watch
oh,
the other one at a different time.
I mean, we could watch the last one and then close it.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, let's
Florida
just-
man.
Let's just do it. I like Florida man shit. Okay.
Hey, Ant! I got the
Bro, that looks like Jacob.
Hold up. I'm holding up the football.
Kim, don't lose them.
Okay.
What is that?
It's a nurse shark.
Bro, what leaves the shark alone? What the fuck? What is this man
I got a shark.
Oh my god, this is
All right.
ridiculous.
We
All
tried to
right.
show you Florida.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Hope
cool.
you enjoy the Florida man. Wow, no visual. I can't believe I didn't charge it. I swore it was fully charged. I always charge it right after the last
I still have
time I
visual.
recorded.
Hi, you can look at me.
Yeah. Just look at Alicia while I do this outro. But you know the deal. Thank you so much for making it to the end. Alicia's OnlyFans is coming soon, everyone.
Oh god.
Join our Discord server down below. It's lit in here. You can follow my socials if you want. It's kind of lame. Follow Alicia on Instagram and TikTok. She posts very frequently on her TikTok. And
Somewhat frequently on Instagram.
yeah, if you enjoy simping, fucking go for it. All simps welcomed, and no shaming here.
As long as you're 18 and up.
As long as you're 18 and up.
No children, please.
I mean, at what point? Like, what if somebody's 16?
I just don't want to be flirted with by a 16-year-old. I'm sorry.
Understandable. But, yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. You can always unsubscribe if you don't fuck with us. You know, it's always been the deal here on YouTube.
It might hurt my feelings, but it's okay.
It won't hurt my feelings. I don't even notice. Our subscribers don't move at all at this point. I don't even check. But tell your friends if you think they'd be interested. Have a great rest of your day. Stay hydrated and get your rest. Peace out.
Stay in school.
Stay at school.
Bye.